Hi, Matt with eTrailer. Today we're going to be talking about the Hollywood Rack's Destination 4 bike rack on the back of our 2016 Chrysler Town and Country. Now this is going to be a great option, especially if you are someone who's going out riding with you and your family. This is going to be a 4-bike carrier that can hold all your bikes. So let's take a closer look at it. So if we look back here, we're going to see that this bike is sitting relatively close to our vehicle. If you're on any type of bumpy road, just kind of keep an eye out for this. Be more mindful when you're driving around. I'd recommend, because since this is a mountain bike, if you have any road bikes, maybe keep those next to here because you'll have a lot more space to work with. Now typically with most bike racks, you're going to have a tilt feature so you can get to the back of your vehicle. In this case, we won't. So if we wanted to get to the back of our vehicle, I'm going to take off my bike. To do that, I like to remove this rear strap first, just by pressing a button. That will release. This actually holds our bike down really well because we're going to have 3 touch points, 1 on each tire. Especially great because that front tire, a lot of times will like to move. So good that we secure it down. Now we'll have a weight capacity of 35 pounds per bike. So it's going to be more so for your standard bikes. So when you're driving around, even with these 3 touch points, it really isn't going to go anywhere. This middle one here is a little bit awkward to get to sometimes. If you just put your arm around the frame of your bike, you can hold it in place. But since this does make frame contact, I wouldn't recommend it for any carbon frame bikes or alternative frame bikes. In most cases, those carbon frame bikes, it could just scratch something up. But what I do like with the frame contact is it just kind of gives you a better hold on your bike. And with those undone, I can take my bike out for a ride. So let's take a closer look at the cradles. So this cradle design is going to be curved. So this is going to allow you to accommodate wider wheelbases for bikes. We also want to make sure we put this back down. To do that, I'm just going to undo this knob. That'll let me lift up on this metal lever, and I can lower this down. A lot of times, when I do that, I'll use these straps to secure this down, since it won't have anything kind of built in to do that. That's something to keep in mind with this. There are a few straps to deal with. If you're looking for something that's going to have less straps that can carry 4 bikes, I'd probably recommend the Benton Shift Show. It's going to be a very compact bike rack, but it won't have all those other straps, but it is going to be a hanging style bike rack, so it won't hold your bikes down as well as this. But with this secured down, we can get a few measurements. So the first measurement I'm going to get is going to be the distance from the ground. So this is going to be just about 24.5 inches. So that's going to be more than enough clearance when you are driving up some more steeper inclines or driveways. You're not going to make ground contact. Now for the total distance it sits out, if you go from that back bumper to the back of the carrier, that's going to be about 37 inches, which is actually really compact for a 4-bike carrier. But we can even save more space. The way we can do that is by coming over here. We're going to have this knob. I'll take off this clip first and undo that. With that undone, I can just push up on here. And then you're just going to line up this hole with that shank. And then you can screw it back into place and put that clip back on. Now when we get that measurement for the total distance it sits out, from back bumper, back of the carrier, that's going to be at a most of 13 inches, which is really compact. Now with it in this position, it is going to take up a little bit more space. So when we look at the back of the Town and Country, we are going to be blocking the center here, so that's going to block the majority of your license plate, and you won't be able to use your backup camera. But with your taillights, they're going to be a little bit more off to the side, so those still going to be visible. And the same thing with your windshield back here. That's going to be a little bit above this bike rack, so you'll still be able to see out your back window. Now let's see how this is installed. So we're going to have this 2-inch shank that's going to go into your 2-inch hitch receiver. We're then going to have an anti-rattle bolt that goes through and connects to a lock core on the other side. That's going to give you not only extra security, but it's going to give you a better hold inside that receiver, and that's going to help reduce any noise back here and make sure this lasts longer. Now, in my opinion, I think this is a pretty solid rack. Again, if you are looking for something that's going to give your bikes a really good hold, because like I said, there's other options out there, but typically those hanging style bike racks don't hold your bikes as well as something like this. And if you want to ride with the whole family at a little bit more of an affordable rate, this is probably the way I'd recommend. And of course, if you guys have any other questions, please let us know here at eTrailer. But again, I'm Matt, and thanks for watching.